my darling viewers, I have missed you and I hope you have missed me too. So well, what do you think about our city, Nairobi? Is it a place you would love to live in? Well, today I get the pleasure of hosting a very brave gentleman, Engineer Kimori Evans.
Hi guys, it's a pleasure being hosted here today and I feel delighted.
Okay, so I get to accompany him for a noble cause. His main mandate is to change the mindset of the youth of this country. Well, welcome, let's go.
Welcome guys.
So Evans, tell us, how did you find yourself in Nairobi and why Nairobi?
Thank you, Tinah.
You're welcome.
I want to take this opportunity to welcome our viewers. Thank you, viewers. Welcome to this show, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Kimori Evans, a civil engineer by profession.
Oh, that is nice.
And
ndo natujengia barabara Nairobi.
Najenga mpaka daraja, acha barabara.
Okay.
It has been a great journey. 31 years of age. I've had a long journey.
So you're a typical youth.
I'm a typical youth. And an intellectual youth. Not only a typical youth, but an intellectual youth.
Okay.
I was born in Nairobi, specifically at Masaba Hospital in 1989. This has been a long journey since time immemorial. We went to normal schools.
What do you mean by normal schools?
Normal schools, I mean I went to a public school. I was taken to, my first school was Hill School in Eldoret, then Genesis Preparatory School. Then I went to Molo Academy in my primary. I went to Kabarak High School and finally to the great University of Nairobi to pursue civil engineering as my passionate career. My adult life has basically been in Nairobi.
Okay.
I found myself in Nairobi doing what we call, I cannot say doing per se, but during my secondary life, I decided to study a career called civil engineering. It is something that I wanted to do because it concatenates a lot of things together. So I applied for civil engineering when I was in secondary school. Luckily, I was admitted in the University of Nairobi after pursuing my KCSE, which I passed very well. So that is where my journey began in Nairobi. As an adult, I found myself in the hostels, staying in prefabs. But before I was admitted, I missed a room. I missed a room in the university. I had to find myself looking for a room in Ngara. I remember that time, I got a room that was about 3 meters by 5 meters. We were two in the room. The room was too small. It had a double decker. So, with that setup, I didn't know Nairobi very well. You see, when I was doing my first year, during my first year, not well, so much conversant with the city, living in Ngara, not knowing Ngara is a dangerous area, especially when you're passing through Globe or the Museum Hill. My first year was actually 1 month down the university. As I was going down the hostels, actually I was attacked by the thugs. Really? Yes. Oh, that's why you're seeing really here, sad. I usually call this the Raila mark.
What do you mean by Raila mark? What do you mean by Raila?
The same mark like mine here.
Ah.
The Raila mark.
Oh, okay.
I was attacked, my facial skeleton was cracked.
Oh, that's really sad.
And I went to 15 hours brain surgery to reconstruct my facial skeleton. So, in Nairobi Hospital with a team of 5 professors. That's a story for another day.
Okay. Yeah, but that should be for another day.
Yes, I tested the waters of insecurity on my first month in Nairobi.
As an adult?
As an adult. From that day, my life changed. I was given another life by God. I didn't know, I was just a small guy, very quiet, but after that surgery, things changed.
You must have been a fighter.
Yes.
But I think they bring the new.
So the new system means new books.
New books, but if it is an S, that S will still remain. Anything that is readable, some of the things don't even change. Yeah.
You know, giving not easy. It comes from heart. Kwa hivyo, continue to beg. Tell them, kuna watoto wanahitaji, kuna watoto wanataka kukula, kuna watoto wanataka kwenda shule. Kuna wengine tunataka kama John, huyu tunataka Mungu atusaidie atupe 100,000. Hii mguu. Ya biona nikaichukua jukumu yangu, na tukaenda Kijabi. Kijabi akatambia agari akiwa mdogo tafute 100,000 ile itatuma wamtengeneze mguu hiyo.
Sasa leo ni kama Mungu alinileta hapa. Amen. Vile mimi nimeona, kenye nimesikia hapa leo na nitawaambia ndio mjue kwa nini Mungu alinileta hapa. Kenye huyu mama amesema kwa huyu kijana imeniguza sana. Kila mtu hapa kwa hii hall anatembea, lakini huyu anatembea akilimp. Kuna kitu imeniguza sana. Najua mmechanga pesa lakini haijafika. Huyu kijana lazima atembee. Na kabla nitoke hapa, mimi niko na watoto wawili, kijana na msichana. Akati amekuja akitembea hapa, imeniguza. Hata ile kitu yote tumeleta tu machakula nini, lakini sasa kila mtu anakula, lakini huyu kijana atembee vizuri. Hiyo pesa yote mmechanga mtumie kukula. Nitawaachia cheki ya 100,000. After finishing campus, I joined now the world. It is now time to look for employment, time to face the economic realities.
Okay.
I was able to find my way through. I got an employment with a company called Landmark Holdings. It's a construction company actually. They were implementing a mall which is called Crystals Rivers Mall. It is located just left side of the bridge when you're heading to Mombasa. Just at the river on the left side, at the river bridge. There's a Crystals Rivers Mall which is coming up there. It is the client as Safaricom. I was employed as a site engineer. That time things were very difficult. My salary was just 25,000 per month.
Wow.
25,000 and you have gone to school for 5 years studying engineering.
Imagine.
Look at that economic tension. I was staying in Kawangware, paying rent for 3,000. That time, things were tough. Huh? I could not be able now to sustain my economic activities, and remember I was at the bigwigs of the Sun regime. So the lifestyle was a bit high. So I managed my way through. I implemented I'm the one who, actually it's Governor Mutua who came for groundbreaking ceremony that time, and we met in a different sector. Now, being the site engineer, I took him through the project. So with time I came to realize I'm the engineer, but the person who is the contractor is not an engineer. So I wondered, why did I go to school? Why did I go to school to be supervised by a person
that
does not have the technicality or the technical part? It opened my mind. I decided to form my own consultants and become now the consultant and the engineer. And thereby decided now I need to be in government to work for a bit so that I can get this experience as per the engineers regulations for me to be registered. I resigned and joined the Kenya National Highways Authority. Luckily then the president came and launched a big project, Busia Malaba Road, in 2016, the October. I was given the project to design and supervise. It gave me a gist. That is where I got my experience outside Nairobi. So I came to learn there is money outside Nairobi. When the budget is being formed by the government, it considers the whole country, not only Nairobi. So there's a thinking that when people go to Nairobi,
there is money there.
There is money in Nairobi. So that like now during the December holidays, when people go home, they expect people from Nairobi to give them money. To come with the money. And this is something that we need to change as a country. There is money in this country. And enhance what we call intellectual wealth as a blueprint for development. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
And after that, that is now the political, the life of, I went low politically. 2017 came. I was not able to vie for any position because I had not attained my engineering technicalities of being registered as an engineer. I continued with the Busia Malaba Road, and finally the project came out well, and here we are. I'll be now moving to the
but you know, many
top
people,
levels of.
I think the biggest challenge the youths are having is that for you to even get like these jobs from government, you have to know someone. Or even if you don't know someone, you come and make a relationship. You form a relationship with the person that is in office that has to authorize the money to be paid to you or something like that. But before you're given the contract, you have to give them some sort of money, a percentage or something like that. You see, many people are feeling like they're being exploited with that. What do you think? What should change? Because that is, it's like the norm. Now, I don't have money, I'm looking for this job.
Who said you must work in government for you to get money?
Okay.
The point is this, you need to have a thinking that is outside the box. Has Manu Chandaria ever worked in government? Have you ever seen a Mwindi in this country doing farming? But they're the ones running our hardware. Have you ever seen, let us be outside our box in terms of thinking. I learned something from my father. My father has worked in this government as an engineer to the top level of senior superintendent engineer for more than 25 years. He resigned and went to the private sector. When he went to the private sector, just after 1 year in South Sudan, drilling boreholes, doing international works, implementing civil engineering technicalities here and there, doing one of the biggest projects in Africa, he made more money in 1 year than he worked in government for 25 years.
That's amazing.
To the top level. So these are things I learned. Why should I commit the same work for those 25 years, yet I can be in the private sector, doing business, running an empire, Are you getting me, Tinah?
I'm getting you.
So this is what you should think.
It's something that I think we are...
Why should we be in government?
You see, our education system just tells us, work hard, get a job, and government is the best paying, and you will never lack, and they will never sack you.
Let me give you the solution. The solution for this is this. The tragedy of the highest proportion in the 21st century in this country is that people think that government will give you solutions for everything. And it can't. It won't. It won't. It's busy. Take up the mantle and become the government yourself. Okay. So the point is this, we need to change first our education system. Yeah. From the point of our education system embraces what we call remembering. Remembering, yes. Other than an education system that promotes thinking. Yes. We need to promote thinking in this country. When you have thinkers, that is when you discover things like Facebook, Amazon. Remember me telling you intellectual power as a blueprint for development? Yes. That is what we need to do. And I'm going for governor, Nairobi. People think that I'm joking, but I'll hit a reality when I start launching my manifesto mid-January. I'll book a venue in KICC, mobilize more than 10,000 youths to attend a rally. I'm just waiting for the president to open up the country with the curfews here and there. But I'll consult, including the head of state. Chapati hivi. Mko sawa.
Tuko na hizi ni high pressure gas nini? Kwa gas na tuko na fire hapa. Lakini huku ni kitu light, hizi chapati, uji, chai, tunataka kuchoma sausage, mandazi, tunapika kwa. Chenye vitu vijengo na safari. Kila pahali.
Safari kwa mambo sawa. Sawa. Angelic kazi njema.
Where they sleep, where they swallow, where they eat, the cateresses and every other person that is taking care of them.
I wish happy Christmas.
So Moha, karibu sana to Tinah's Couch. Na nilikuwa nataka nikuulize, how do you feel kulingana na vile wageni wamekuja leo? Unajisikiaje?
Kwa ukweli ni kwamba tunashukuru kama Mama Fatuma Children Home kwa Tinah's Couch kutembea msimu huu wa Krismasi. Na hivi vitu ambavyo kidogo chakula, masabuni na vitu kadhaa ambazo ameletea watoto zitasaidia zaidi. Hususani huu msimu wa Christmas na pia huu msimu ambao tuna changamoto ya COVID-19. Tunaomba zaidi wengi kama yeye na mashirika kama yeye na watu binafsi kama Tinah wajitokeze wasaidie watoto kama hawa ili nao washerehekee huu msimu wa Christmas. Na pia vile vile tunaomba Mungu zaidi tufungue shule mwaka ujao tukikuwa tuko wazima.
Inshallah.
Lakini kwa haya yote tunamwombea yeye akuwe na afya njema na pia aendelee na mradi kama huu. Mungu pia amuongezee imani na pia amuongezee rasilimali zaidi za kuweza kufikia wengi. Asante.
Amina.
Asante.
Mnaweza kuwa mnahitaji kama Mama Fatuma ili kuweza kuwasaidia watoto?
Sahihi, kitu ambacho tumelenga zaidi ni mambo ya masomo, kwa sababu Januari ndio hiyo, tunasema ni kesho tu. Sasa kuna vitu kama hizi rangi za kung'arisha viatu, hizi brushes, kuna vitu kama kalamu, vitabu, kitu yoyote ile ambayo inasaidia mtoto kurudi shule kwa wakati huu ndio sana sana tumelenga zaidi. Hatusemi chakula tumeridhika, lakini sababu Januari ndio hiyo, mtu akileta chakula pia tunashukuru, lakini tunalenga vifaa vya shule sasa. Kipata kiatu cheusi, size yoyote ile, socks nyeupe, grey, rangi yoyote ile kusaidia nayo, na marafiki zako pia unaweza ukafikia ili waweze pia kutusaidia zaidi. Asante.
Aya, sawa. Asante Mohamed.
Karibu.
Okay. So now Evans, the fact that today you've experienced going to the children's home and giving, and I'm sure you felt good about it. Do you think that when you get into office, you will be able to set aside charity funds for this kind of projects in the near future?
That's a very good question. A government of the day does not thrive by giving people handouts. A government of the day does not thrive, or people feel that the government is there by setting out charity funds. A government of the day thrives by giving out good policies to govern.
Now, are you going to make a policy that is going to take care of the less fortunate?
Exactly.
When it comes to health,
this is
it
what
comes to feeding and school fees, because you see there are other people who have been just singing the same songs, but hakuna kitu wenye
This is what we
wamefanya.
will do, Tinah. Tinah, my vision and my mission of Nairobi is explicit, clear and categorical. This is what we will do. We will put up a policy that will improve the infrastructure and the living standards of the people. Living standards, it means that wherever I'm living or staying, I can be able to afford a meal at the end of the day. I can be able to do businesses and put up an environment that creates a good environment for businesses to thrive, so that if I do today business, I'll not be able to be overtaxed by the government. I get a loss at the end of the day. That is what we call a government. You can't feed everybody by giving them money. About the health, you see, it's a crucial component that we need to check. Where did we go wrong? We'll need now to have a health sector working with the national government, but ensuring that our doctors have been paid well, so that they can be able to perform. You see, me as an engineer, I was being paid 25,000 a month when I finished. Doctors are paid 100,000. So,
and teachers are paid?
Teachers are paid around the same price that I was paid. I found my way through. So let us have an interdynamic. Where did we go wrong as a country? That is where India performs best, as far as health sector is good. Now, I have a very good thing that I want to do for Nairobi.
What is that? We would love to know.
I'll divide this Nairobi into 4 zones. The north zone, the south zone, the east zone, and the west zone. By that, I'll be able now to know which zone performs best, which zone wants to be improved. So I'll be able to know and understand the modalities of each zone.
Okay.
I'll put up a infrastructure, a resilient infrastructure under the new urban agenda, and put up maybe a ministry that will now coordinate the Vision 2050 for Nairobi. With that, we will be able now to have an interconnection between the 4 zones that generates the tax and be able to utilize them under the Vision 2030. Not just spending, but spending with a plan.
Okay.
One of the things I want to put for Nairobians, on those 4 zones, we'll have what we call the Nairobi Art Center. Nairobi Art Center is a design that I have already designed for Nairobi.
Okay.
In that art center, we'll be nurturing talents for the youths and putting them on a platform for the international convener to take up their talents. We will be able now to have small playgrounds, 4 amphitheaters, a pavilion. We will be able to have restaurants, and one of the main components that I want to put there is the incubation center. Incubation center, this I mean, is a talent guider. If I have a talent in swimming, I be nurtured in swimming. If I have a talent in drawing, I be nurtured in drawing. If I have it's a nurturing center. And by that, having 4 regions, and the 4 regions having what we call the Nairobi Art Center, we will be able now to show the youths the value of life. We will be able to enhance what we call now the utu, and stop this saying that Nairobi ni shamba la mawe. No. We came in this city and we will live in this city with our neighbors so well. You see, there is a lot of crime, especially in our ghettos.
Yeah.
Dandora, Kibera, Mukuruanjenga, the crime. We will change those, we will keep those youths busy with their talents, and that will reduce the level of crime. We will be able now to give our people something to do, and that they'll be able to earn from what they are getting from their talent. Secondly, by dividing these regions into 4 zones, we will now be welcoming the investors, giving them a guide on what to invest.
Okay.
If you are an investor who wants to invest in maybe waste recycle, we will tell you this is the zone we will put now the recycling plant. And Nairobi will be so clean.
What do you feel about the project that you've done today? First going to Good Samaritan and now with Mama Fatuma, we've given our things, yes, but what did that make you feel?
Thank you so much. This is the best part of my life. I like giving back to the community, and I feel so delighted to be with the children who are homeless, the children who are orphans, and it's a good thing to give back to the community as just leaders. And it is an encouragement to the youths and encouragement to the government and the people who are in government. It is good to give back to the community.
Yeah.
So we should not wait for the government to do everything. We are the people who can
we are the people who will bring change to ourselves.
Yeah, and rather than complaining what the government should do for you, at least you should do something for the country. And let's just not sit back and wait. Being a weekend, I decided to spend time with the children rather than just going to a swimming pool, drinking here and there. So it has been a good day, and I feel delighted. I feel at home. Wherever I sleep, God gives me the peace of mind. This is where you get peace of mind. So what you do in life depends with how you do it, and that is how you'll be able to get your peace of mind. And it's not about the money. I remember in 2008 when Barack Obama was setting up his campaign. He carried out the most expensive, sophisticated, and lucrative campaign. We are coming under a very serious slogan, the rebirth of the nation. Our campaigns should look as a rebirth. Are you getting me?
Yes.
That's why I've set aside 100 million to set the stage, and I'll be launching the governorship campaign in mid-January. By the time it is March, in fact, I'll go unopposed.
So ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the day. It was a very eventful day with Engineer Kimori Evans, set to be the next governor. You will decide come March. Thank you and love you all. Subscribe to my channel, Tinah's Couch. Follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook. We'll keep you posted. So Engineer, what is your handle?
My handle is at Engineer Evans Kimori, Engineer in short, ENG, Evans Kimori. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Follow me there. We can have an interactive session. And I want to thank you, Tinah, for seeing a potential in me and granting me this interview. It has been a great journey.
Thank you for
your time.
That
has just but begun today. And when friends set out for a journey during the rainstorm, it is the tallest that holds the umbrella.
Yes.
While the shortest that leads the way.
That's very true.